Coming up, more bad news at the post office. Changes are on the way sooner than you think, and it may include an increase in rates and a decrease in delivery.
And are video games making you mean? A new study shows the negative effects of gaming. We've got a full report. District Wire News starts right now.
Good afternoon, I'm Leslie Byford.
And I'm Marissa Scalera. First up, the U.S. Postal Service is predicting about 26 billion fewer mail deliveries this year. The Postmaster General is calling on lawmakers to give the mail agency more flexibility in order to survive the tough times. Carmen Castro has more.
The Postal Service experienced a 13% drop in mail volume last year alone. Stops at neighborhood post office locations are becoming a thing of the past, and that is why the agency wants to stop Saturday delivery.
It wouldn't really affect me very much because I do most of my banking online through, and my bills come to me through my bank online.
A June Gallup survey found 52% of Americans support the end of Saturday delivery services.
Most of the time I'm not getting my mail on Saturdays, and nor am I dropping off mail on Saturdays. It's normally a Monday through Friday thing at work.
The agency closed about 3,000 post offices last year and is considering more this year. Another option is to move more of its products into other frequent neighborhood stops like office supply stores. Carmen Castro, District Wire News.
The fallout over same-sex marriage continues in the district. Starting today, Catholic Charities will change its health care plan to avoid offering coverage to same-sex partners of employees. This comes only 2 days before the district officially legalizes same-sex marriage. The president of Catholic Charities says the organization's new policy will allow them to continue their work, as well as remain true to the teachings of the Catholic Church.
And Maryland may join a national trend that would make it illegal for employers to perform credit checks on potential employees. Lawmakers say these credit checks, combined with the recession, trap people in debt and make it impossible for them to recover financially. Similar bans are being considered in 15 other states.
And be sure to bring some extra change the next time you ride the Metro. Metro began its new 10-cent fare hike this week for Metro Rail and Metro Bus. The hike is part of Metro's plan to close a shortfall in their operating budget without decreasing service. Metro says many of their riders are willing to pay the extra fee to avoid delays. The fare hike is scheduled to end in June, though Metro says additional spring and summer hikes are likely.
Local rescue teams are ready and waiting to join the aid effort in Chile. The country continues to dig out from the 8.8 magnitude earthquake that struck over the weekend. Many of the 52 members of the Fairfax-based team recently returned from Haiti. The death toll in Chile has reached more than 700. However, survivors are still being found among the rubble.
Press Secretary Robert Gibbs says President Obama's next big healthcare speech will probably be Wednesday. Obama is expected to discuss the substance of the legislation and his plan for moving forward. White House aides say the plan will likely mirror the almost $1 trillion compromise package Obama laid out a week ago.
A new study finds that most Americans get their news from multiple sources, and more people get their news online than read a newspaper. Sean Connolly has more.
The study from the Pew Research Center finds that news consumers graze, meaning they prefer to gather news from a variety of sources. Among those sources, the internet is now the third most popular platform, behind television and ahead of radio and newspapers.
I get it either from CNN.com or the BBC.
The study also found that the typical news consumer reads a handful of websites, but has no particular favorite.
It's not all that I will read, but it's just a habit.
Another element of the new media landscape is that news is now a lot more portable. Social networking and cell phones have spread how news is consumed.
Most news is on BlackBerry Messenger or messages that you get from friends.
News organizations have been aware of the habits outlined in the report.
For years at newspapers, we've known that some of the top consumers of news were people who didn't rely on any one source. They grazed, as the report talks about.
Still, these organizations are struggling to fulfill the potential of this media landscape.
I think we're still in a transition. We just don't know what to do with it. Just as the consumer doesn't know what to do with all this information, we're not always sure how to market or capitalize on the fact that there's greater engagement and that people have a variety of sources for their news.
It's unclear how news organizations will deal with this period of transition, but one thing's for sure, Americans no longer rely on just their daily paper. From Washington, Sean Connolly, District Wire News.
Tiger Text, that's the new phone application being offered by Apple. The application automatically deletes any text messages that you may regret sending or don't want anyone else to see. According to reports, the application was named before the Tiger Woods scandal. The application is aimed at those concerned with privacy.
Video games have become popular among many Americans. But can these games have a negative effect on your attitude? A new study may have the answer. Nihar Sinha has the story.
While PSP and Xbox are the most sought-after gadgets, a new study by American Psychological Association shows you might want to check the content that you play on it. The study says indulging in violent video games increases violent behavior and thoughts in the players.
Modeling is going on. We learn in part by watching others. If others engage in a particular action, then we might do that as well.
The study says it promotes lack of compassion. Some people agree they have experienced it within their family.
There must be at least some degree of truth to that. I have a little brother who plays a lot of violent video games, and he's a lot more aggressive than my brother and I, who never played video games. There's some sort of negative effects, like seeing it happen frequently would desensitize you.
Statistics show that video game players play 18 hours a week on average, so gamers might want to reconsider the kind of games they pick up. Nihar Sinha, District Wire News.
And coming up after the break, figure skating isn't the only Olympic sport taking the nation by storm. You may be surprised to see what's growing in popularity.
And the historic U Street neighborhood in D.C. gets a new addition. Stay tuned.